All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 416 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern Atlanta Falcons football. And I want to end this week on, just a little different note. We're not going to necessarily talk about our two teams in the present time, per se. I want to talk about a coach that basically rebuilt or built what Georgia Southern is today. I'm not going to necessarily say today because it's been a lot of changes, but if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't be nowhere near as accomplished as this program is. So I'm almost banking on that's the case. So I want to talk about Erk Russell and why I feel like he should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to talk about a few things about his story as the Georgia Southern coach and the things that he did at the University of Georgia as well. And I'm giving you the case why I feel like he should be in the Hall of Fame. And also going to talk about other people who have been making that push as well. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this into an episode. If this is your first time here, welcome to the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, I talk about Georgia Southern Atlanta Falcons football. And today, we're going to just, like I said, dive into more of Georgia Southern football, more like of the history of Georgia Southern, basically where it all started. If this is your first time here, I just welcome. I really appreciate you coming through and wanting to hear about this and why we at Georgia Southern feel like he should be in the Hall of Fame. There's no question about it. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. If you want to listen on the audio side of the podcast and or the visuals on YouTube and Rumble. Let's just go ahead and get into this. I don't want to keep you guys hanging for too long. Fridays, usually I try to keep it as a shorter episode so you guys can enjoy your weekend. I want to start off by saying that there's been a really big push for, Erk Russell to be in the Hall of Fame, the College Football Hall of Fame, and it's gaining a lot of steam. I mean, it's gotten to the point where the governor of Georgia has gotten involved and said that he supports it. He supports the waiver to get him in a College Football Hall of Fame. Long story short, basically what they're saying is that you have to be in, I think you have to be in, as a coach for 10 years or something like that, which is, okay, I get it. But for a guy who's, I think he only coached for 8, but he has a phenomenal resume. Not only just going back as being a coach, but what he's done as a coach at the defensive coordinator at Georgia. Even the time when he was at Auburn as an assistant, Vanderbilt as an assistant. So he has a really long resume, but the fact that he didn't coach for 2 more years, he's not eligible for the Hall of Fame. And I find that very, very disappointing because if you look at anything that he's done, as far as when it was called Georgia Southern College back in the early 80s, and he took the time to come down to Georgia Southern and resurrect the program, and what he's done is nothing short of amazing. And I'm going to get into all that shortly, but what I want to say is the outcry for him to be in the Hall of Fame has been really, really, really enormous. It's growing. It's getting bigger. And like I said, when you start getting the AD Jared Benko, which I'm going to say right now, man, shout out the coach, shout out the athletic director, Jared Benko. This guy has been doing phenomenal work ever since he got to Georgia Southern. I cannot thank him enough for the changes that he's made, trying to make and build a winning program, not just in football, but all over athletics, making our programs look like the gold standard of what it should be. We're still in the process of winning at the football and basketball level, but when you look at what he's done with the ladies basketball team, and what he's done with the golf, the tennis, the rifle team, softball, baseball, I mean, we're making a name for ourselves on a national level by hosting a regional. The ladies basketball team showing off their talents and being on ESPN and showing off what they can do. Also with the rifle team and what they was able to do. The golf team, the tennis team, winning Sun Belt titles. It just shows that we are in the direction to go up. I don't even know if this really counts. Correct me if I'm wrong. Even the the dynasty that's the cheerleading team. They're winning national titles. Is really special down here in Georgia Southern. And I want to thank Jared Benko for that because, he's been spearheading all of this. But, I just went down another path. But when you look at what he's done and bringing Coach Helton in and then coming back and adding with the press conference they had with him and Dr. Marrero, getting them together to talk about getting Coach Erk Russell into the Hall of Fame is nothing short of, it's just nothing short of amazing, and it just shows that you got people that's in the city of Statesboro and the surrounding areas actually caring, for, they're caring for this program. They're caring for the people. They're caring for the family of that are being impacted throughout this entire program in this school. And it's a beautiful thing. I can't thank those guys enough. I just wanted to add that to it and do my part and do an episode on this and talk about it. So it with my small reach, continue to throw the awareness out there that I feel like he should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, I want to get into what he's actually done at Georgia Southern to, actually warrant him to be in the Hall of Fame. I want you guys to follow me. I'm getting this off of Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure from what I read, it's fairly accurate from all the other stuff that I've seen. But basically, I just wanted to get it in a condensed area where I could read it really quick. I want to start off with him at Georgia, being a part of what he named the Junkyard Dogs, which was he named them the Junkyard Dogs basically behind the defense. He said basically, by our own definition, a junkyard dog is completely dedicated to his task of defending his goal line. Further, he is often a reject from the offense or the little runt of the litter. Nobody wants him, and he is hungry. We had 3 walk-ons. He's talking about the team. 3 walk-ons, 4 QBs, and 3 running backs in our original Junkyard Dog cast, which averaged 200 pounds across the front. In short, a Junkyard Dog is one who must stretch and strain all his potential to survive, and then think about being good. That was a pretty good, it was a pretty good quote right there. All right. During the 17 years of Erk served as Georgia Bulldogs defensive coordinator, they played 192 games. They held the opposition to 17 or fewer points, 135 of those games. So you got to understand, out of 192, his defense they allowed 17 or fewer points. In 74 of those contests, the defense kept the other team scoring in the single digits, including 27 shutouts. Coach Russell's Georgia defense allowed more than 28 points just 18 times in 7 seasons. I want you to listen to this again because that is something I didn't even know. Coach Russell, Georgia defense allowed more than 28 points just 18 times in 17 seasons. That is insane. Is that some type of record? That got to be some type of record or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. That is insane. I'm going to talk about, from there, let's talk about the time he moved to Georgia Southern. Coach Russell was forced to build a program with a shoestring budget. There was not enough money for game and practice pants, so Russell Eagles were forced to use their white practice pants as their game pants as well. He bought solid blue helmets and had his players put a stripe of tape down the middle. No money for transportation to home games. The Eagles had to make do with the surplus of school buses bought from Bullitt County for only $1 a piece. Now, the school buses is a tradition that still is used at Georgia Southern to this day, and I find it one of the coolest traditions of all of college football. But I don't want to go down that road. But I really find that really it's somewhat of a really, really special tradition. It's one of the reasons why it was a really big deal a couple of years ago, which I don't want to go down that story. If you know the story, you know the story behind the school buses a few years ago. Despite such hardships, Russell didn't take long to turn the Eagles into a powerhouse. In only their second year of existence, the Eagles won the national title. So from him starting the program in 2 years, they won a national title. They will add 2 more under Russell's watch in 86 and 89. Paul Johnson, the future head coach of Georgia Southern, Navy, and Georgia Tech, served as offensive coordinator for the first 2 national championship teams. I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't know that. Lynn Gravelson handled the defense, although Russell was arguably the man in charge. Both men will leave following the 86 championship. Russell's bald head, coupled with the fact that he coached the Eagles, gave the nickname the Bald Eagle. After the Eagles moved to Division I in 84, he fashioned a 70-14 record, which is .82, 82% of your games. Russell averaged 10.4 wins per season. He entered the 89 season as the America's winningest coach, orchestrated 2 national championships, 68 wins, and 14 All-American selections during a 7-year period. Ensuing 105 days extended the extended Division I's longest home win streak from 26 to 37 games, en route to winning his 3rd national title, becoming the only, now it was the first, I don't care what the other I think it was Ohio State or something like that said that a few years back, BS, becoming the first and only 15-0 college team in the 20th century. Russell retired after that season with a record of 83, 22, and 1. 78% of your games that he won. Russell, that's pretty much the end of it. I don't want to go any further than that. Doesn't make any sense to go any further than that. But that just goes to show you 3 national championships, 1 national title 2 years after rebuilding the program, which it just said right here. They didn't have any money for anything. They had to buy blue helmets and had to put tape down the stripe of the helmet. Didn't have any pants for practice, so they used their practice and game pants to play football. And in 2 years, they won a national title. Ended up going to win 3 more in 1989. And he had a 15-0 college record in one of those seasons. Which I would say, I got the picture up here. I don't know if anybody can get in touch with the South. What's the name? Southern Exchange. If they can get a sweater similar to what Erk Russell have in the picture right here, I would love to have a 15-0. But we were the first team to have program to have a 15-0 record. Yes, get it right. I don't care if it's 1 AA, it happened. So, but without all of that, you got to understand 83 and 22 and 1 is a college football record. Won 3 national titles. Coach of the Year in 1989, won an Eddie Robinson Award, and he's in the Georgia Hall of Fame. Georgia College Football, the Georgia Hall of Fame, Florida Georgia Hall of Fame, and I don't see that why he would not be in the College Football Hall of Fame. I don't see why not. I understand there's a stipulation, like they said, he's only be 10 years for him to be in a College Football Hall of Fame. You have to be 10 years as a coach, which I think is at this point is like, pretty much BS. I mean, you can sign a waiver for this guy with this type of resume, in my opinion. And I'm gonna be saying, I am saying it because I'm biased. I went to the school, so I am biased. But when you look at a resume like this, even somebody on the outside looking in, I can see where some people would think that as well. That, hey, put him in. You got to understand. He started out the first year, he went 7-3 and 1. In 85, he ended up going 13-2 and winning a national title. 86 went back to back. 15-0 in 89. And you got to also understand in 1988, they went 12-3 and they was in the national title game and they lost that game. But they were so he was at the national title game at least 4 times and went 3-1. So who they play against? I gotta go back and we played against Furman? Really? Wow. I didn't know that. 12-17. I didn't know that. Interesting. Furman sucks. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What do you guys think? I think Erk should be in the Hall of Fame. Shout out to everybody who's been pushing for it. I'm just doing my part. I just wanted to give you my assessment of Erk Russell and what I think and everything under that umbrella. I don't see why not. A little short story before I get out of here. It's very, very short, and it means not really nothing major. Not even a story, to be honest with you. When I was in college, I did manage to see him at one point, and I think it was one time while just in Statesboro, I managed to meet him, and I shook his hand one time, but it wasn't nothing major. It was just in passing. I think we was in a store or whatever case. I think it was one of the stores in Statesboro I was in. I happened to run into him, just say hello, shook his hand. He said, "Hello, young man," kept it moving. It was nothing really special, but I did get to see him at one point. It's not nothing that really special. It just, I was, it was cool to meet him, but it wasn't nothing like really major. But nevertheless, it was surreal just to to have or to hear about a story like this, because even when I was growing up, I didn't really know anything about George Sutherland until like after he retired. Like 1990 was like the time I was actually old enough to understand what was going on and watch them to win the national title with Tim Stowers. That was a thing. So I was lucky to actually get to meet him at that one small time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I don't want to ramble too much longer. This episode went a little bit longer than I thought it would, but that's how it is. It was a lot to talk about on this one. I don't like to keep you out guys going for, too long on a Friday. Try to keep it short, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I am going to get up out of here, and if anything special happens throughout the weekend, I'll come up with another video or another, podcast episode if it's that serious to let you know my thoughts and opinions. So I'm going to get up out of here. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I can't thank you guys enough. I appreciate all of you guys' support. I am on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, also on YouTube and Rumble if you want to watch or listen to the podcast. And I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys once again. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.